Hello, everybody. All right, today I'm going to give you a simple two-step process on how to hack the interview. Now, guys, as you might see here, I work at a top consulting firm. I've gotten offers from numerous consulting firms because of my personality, not necessarily my brains. I'm here to teach you exactly the two-step process on as to how I was able to get multiple offers and how I was able to help numerous people in my life, family, friends, clients, with 100% accuracy get their dream jobs and how you can do the same. Okay. I used to struggle with this. I used to fear interviewing, but now I look forward to interviews. It's fun, and I'm here to show and help exactly how I've been able to do this, you guys. So let's get right into it. All right, shall we? So, two-step process. Okay. Number one is the objective, right? So, what we're looking at here is them versus you. So, what does this mean? Okay. So, what I'm saying here, and when I highlight them, okay, what I mean by this is the interview isn't about you, right? You ever think about that? It's not about you. And this should be liberating because listen, everyone only cares about themselves. That's the truth in life. Okay, but you can actually use this to your advantage. So the reason it's about them is because you have just another human being on the other side of that line, on the other side of that Zoom call, interviewing you. Okay, it's just you and them. Guys, make the interview about them. Okay, let me get out of the way here and really get to the point here. So this is about them. Okay, you need to be likable and they need to like you. As long as you check that box, you're gonna proceed with the interview. It's gonna go well. It's gonna go smooth. So let me explain this a little bit more and articulate my thoughts, guys. When you change your perspective and you really focus on, okay, how can I make this interview about them? It's going to take so much stress off your shoulders. I can guarantee you in the past, when you went to interview, you were so worried about what am I going to say? How am I going to say it? What if I mess something up? You were just anxious. You were scared. Okay, but once you realize it's about the other person, things get really easy. And let me tell you why. Okay, when an interviewer asks you a question, okay, and this worked for me, I make it about them. And I do this in a very easy transitional ways. For example, when they ask you, tell me about a time when you struggled with this or you were on a team environment and you need to solve, X, Y, and Z. This is an example of how I would answer that question. Let's say the interviewer's name is John. They ask the question, you proceed. John, you know what? That was a really good question, and I'm really glad you asked that. But I just wanted to say thank you so much for your time today and for interviewing me today. And I just want to say that I'm really grateful to be able to speak with a professional like yourself. And, I'm sorry if I'm kind of not answering your question here, but going back to what you asked, and then you answer the question. There's a very natural process to this. It's an ebb and flow, and I'm going to teach this in future videos, so stay tuned. Okay, but make it about them. Give them credibility, give them a compliment. Okay? Give them a reason to change their lens about you. So the rest of your interview goes seamless. Okay. Step two here. Know your worth. Okay. Know your worth when you go into these interviews. You know what you're worth. You know you're smart. You know you're capable. You're proud of yourself. You have to be proud of yourself. You have to be proud of yourself for getting that interview, for getting in that, that place in the first place. Okay. Know your worth. Have that confidence. Do a meditation. Do a mantra before you get into these interviews. Take a deep breath. Okay. You're gonna do great. Know your worth. Guys, this is the key here, building rapport. Okay, so what do I mean by this? Okay, from the start of the interview, you should be looking for key pieces of information from the other person that you can then leverage later in the follow up when I'll get there. Okay, but build rapport with the person. Don't think of this as like some intense back and forth with someone. You're not interviewing a company, you're interviewing a person. Have a conversation with the person, get to know them, build rapport. Okay, I'm going to be making future videos on this as well, on exactly what you can say and how to build rapport in a genuine way. So stay tuned for that. But these three things here, I hope that makes sense. Building rapport, that's key. Okay, and the reason is because this is going to tie into this the next step, which is the follow up. Okay, I follow up right immediately after the interview. Okay, that's one way of doing it. John, thank you so much for your time today. It was an absolute pleasure interviewing with you. I look forward to hearing back. Timing of this is important. Okay, so like I said, right after the interview, actually probably later in the day, depending on the time of the interview, follow up. Okay. Then what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to wait a few days. Okay, you're gonna want to wait a few days, and then you're gonna want to reach back out to that recruiter or the manager that interviewed you or whoever, and you're going to want to actually leverage key pieces of information from the first interview. So the reason that, you know, making it about them and building rapport is so important is because you can then leverage that, in the follow-up, whether it be the next day or the next week or whatever. So you're increasing your chances of actually hearing back when you bring up something during that follow-up, like from that conversation, from the first conversation that you had. You're separating yourself from all the other applicants. I guarantee you they don't understand this simple strategy of building rapport on that first interview and then using the information from that to then leverage in the follow-up. Because I hope this helps. Right, this is a very simple two-step process on how to hack the interview, and this is just gonna, this is gonna just separate you from, uh, multiple other applicants, whether it be, you know, other 10 applicants, 15 applicants. Like, the point is to make yourself memorable during the interview process so that they actually remember you, because again, it's not about you, it's about the other person. Do they like you? If so, they're probably going to move forward with you. Guys, like and subscribe. Please stay tuned. I'm going to be diving into much more topics on exactly how I got into a Big Four consulting firm, and I'm going to help you do the exact same thing.